Hello and welcome back to What the Football. We are back again with yet another video, and the Graham Potter revolution at Chelsea is well and truly taking shape. Before we carry on with this video, please do me the very kind service of liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. 2-0 away at Milan. Fantastic result, and all of a sudden everything is looking very, very rosy at Stamford Bridge. First of all, let's start on the game. I'm going to go into Graham Potter in a second, but we'll start on the game. The big decision was obviously Morey sending off. It is a subjective one. It's one of those ones where it's maybe a bit harsh. By the letter of the law, the referee is probably right. But it's a contact sport. Mixed week for Tomori, actually, because he got a goal against Juventus and a terrific performance at the weekend. But he was sent off tonight. I mean, Gareth Southgate's definitely paying off referees with the money Harry Maguire has been giving him for the past 6 months. Still, the penalty has to be put away by the man with more pens than Ryman's, Jorginho. And Aubameyang sealed the deal with a terrific finish. Again, weird week for Aubameyang. Obviously, the stuff coming out about his relationship with Arteta. But both seem to be having it very rosy indeed. So, complaints from neither, I suppose. Graham Potter looks like he's getting the players absolutely on track in regards to what he wants to do. Chelsea look a completely different team to the one that looked so one-dimensional at the start of the season under Thomas Tuchel and towards the end of last season as well. But why has it all changed? Both play three at the back, with the wing-backs really being the important factor in the attacking play. Well, I think if there's going to be one thing that separates the two managers, I think it's their respective personalities. As a personality, Potter really is the antithesis of Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel in many ways was the German Antonio Conte, or is the German Antonio Conte. Abrasive, at times brooding, highly confident, and can rub people up the wrong way. Not that kind of way. Which, for a club like Chelsea, it doesn't really work. And it was never going to work. Managers of football clubs these days last an average maybe 2 or 3 years. And at a club like Chelsea, it was never going to last that long. If it's the players or the managers have to move on at Chelsea, it's the managers. The managers have to fall on their own sword. And also, the football was stagnant, it was dull. It was Louis van Gaal with a bit more pressing. Chelsea had actually become one of the dullest teams in the league. Now, dull football in Chelsea, you could argue, in the past have been as common as a combination as Kane and Son. Chelsea had never been too interested in the philosophy or a style of play. Because they're not Ajax or Barcelona. They don't... A managerial appointment Chelsea doesn't necessarily rely on how good the manager plays, how entertaining his style of football is. It never really has been. And they've never really used that the last few years. I mean, Chelsea have never been a football club that have looked towards the next 10 years. They've always been a club that have looked towards the next 2 or 3 years. And this isn't just Roman Abramovich, by the way. This goes back when Ken Bates was the chairman and in charge of the football club. This is when Glenn Hoddle signed Ruud Gullit, and then Ruud Gullit became manager, and he signed the likes of Vialli, Poyet, Dan Petrescu, I think that was a Hoddle signing, Kazaragi, players like that. Chelsea in many ways were the original retirement home. You know, lunch at 11, dinner at 4, you know the drill. And of course, when Roman was in charge, he sacked Mourinho twice, he sacked Roberto Di Matteo, he sacked Ancelotti outside the dressing room at Goodison Park. Short-term success has always been the mantra, the philosophy, for so long. And to be honest with you, Chelsea, it worked. But that was then, and this is now. Maybe we got Todd Boehly wrong here. Maybe this is a man who wants to build a legacy, a different kind of legacy to the one Roman Abramovich has left on the club. Maybe saying Potter will not last a season is wrong. And he might get sacked before the end of the season, and this might get clipped to fuck. But maybe we have judged Todd Boehly too early and too quickly. Now, I'm not saying you're right, I'm not saying I'm right. But this managerial appointment will be the first indication of the kind of owner Todd Boehly is. It could easily be a Roman Abramovich. It could easily be a Sheikh Mansour. It could easily be about short-term success. It could easily be about building a football club. Because I do believe this manager is top quality. England or English football have not had a good manager since the days of Bobby Robson and Terry Venables. And he has the qualities to turn Chelsea into a force again. If he gets the backing, and when I say backing, by the way, and this is one thing that certain pundits, certain people just can't get their heads around Manchester United, or they spent this amount of money. And I'm looking at a certain ex-footballer here who I had to remind myself was an ex-footballer. But it's not just about the money spent. It's much more than that. It's about the recruitment. It's about when's the right time to move players on. It's about the scouting. It's about how you spend that money, not what you spend the money on. It's how you spend the money. It's about Boehly and Potter seeing eye to eye on what they want for the club. Something that obviously wasn't evident with Tuchel, because Tuchel and Boehly wanted to get to the same destination in the same car, but both wanted to go down different routes. And that's why it didn't work. If Todd Boehly and Graham Potter see eye to eye, then Chelsea fans, you've got some very, very exciting years to come. And there we have it. That's my short review on the game, but my opinion on Graham Potter and why I do actually believe that this guy is a tour de force. I really do. And if it goes well with him and Todd Boehly, Chelsea will be very successful. So there we have it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please watch some of the other videos of what I've done on this channel. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go on my Twitter. Take care.